if I could show you a simple way to turn off frustration and anxiety in less than 5 seconds, would you be interested? The other day I was coming home and I was on a 2-lane road, 2 lanes going this direction, and both cars in the 2 lanes were going the same speed next to one another so no one could get around them. There was this long line of traffic behind us and I was the first person behind this truck, and they were both going well under the speed limit. And instead of using my tools of mindfulness, where sometimes when this happens, I will just take a deep breath and think, I'm here, this is where I'm supposed to be, everything happens for a reason, which I have no idea if that's true or not, but it feels really good to think that way. I choose to think that way. All that was out the window. I wasn't thinking of any of that. I was just thinking, go! And I remembered a tool that I learned a few years ago, and I'm not even sure if I was doing it right, but it worked so well, I thought I need to share it with you all so you can experience how well it works. So try this now. Just simply hold on to your thumb and kind of squeeze a little bit, not hard, but enough so you can feel that pressure. And you might notice a sensation in your chest. You might notice a release of tension in your shoulders. You might notice a shift in your breathing. Just notice what you notice. Kind of drop in and just feel that sensation on your thumb. So when I was doing this the other day, I was holding onto the steering wheel like this and I stuck my thumb out and I just grabbed my hand as I was driving, and it immediately let me release that sensation of wanting to strangle someone while I was driving. And I researched this just a little bit to kind of try to learn the science behind it, and I didn't go in deep enough to do that. I thought it's more important for me to just make this video. But what I saw was that one of the things that this helps is feelings of depression. And I think that's so relevant this time of year because we're getting into the holiday season. Depending on what part of the world you're in, the leaves are starting to fall from the trees. The skies are a little more overcast. There's a chill in the air, which I think can be really beautiful because it indicates a new season. But at the same time, sometimes our moods tend to match the weather. And I know I've been struggling a little bit with some melancholy the past few days. And in the past, when I would experience this, I would think, what's going on? I don't struggle with depression anymore because it's something I struggled with for decades and decades and have released. But once in a while, I'll slip back in. And I have learned it doesn't mean I'm broken. It doesn't mean that the change hasn't happened. It simply means that there's something going on that my body is responding to. And when we use our meaning-making machine to decide that this just means something is going on and we can release it, and it doesn't mean we're broken. It doesn't mean the past screwed us up. It doesn't mean that we're doomed or something bad is going to happen. It just simply means that we are slipping back into being the person that we have been in the past, if that makes sense. So if you are struggling with some depression, with feeling a little bit more down, first of all, please know that I see you, I care for you, I understand how you feel, and there is hope. And honestly, I honest to goodness mean this. Private message me and let me know if you need an extra boost. I'm seriously considering doing a group session to help people who are struggling with depression or winter blues this time of year, because that is the most profound, life-changing thing I have learned in learning hypnosis. I learned hypnosis for another reason, and the unexpected side effect was that it completely obliterated decades of deep depression for me. So, okay, do this last thing. I wasn't going to do this. I try not to make my videos too long, but this is important. So what I'd like you to do is notice if you're feeling a little gloomy, if you're feeling down or just downright depressed, notice where you feel that in your body. And notice the intensity on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is barely perceptible and 10 is overwhelming. And just, again, zero into that spot in your body where you feel depressed. I know sometimes for me, it feels like there's a giant sitting on my shoulders, or maybe it feels like a tightness in your chest. Just notice how it feels to you. And imagine that you could just drop into that feeling and simply say, I see you. Just notice the feeling without trying to do anything, without trying to shift it. Just observe it and say to yourself, I can feel this, and be okay. And notice how as you simply observe this feeling, it starts to loosen and relax and let go a little bit. Did you know that it's scientifically proven that it takes 90 seconds for an emotion to move through our body if we simply observe it and allow it? And when we resist it and try to stop it, it's like we're kinking a hose that keeps it stuck in the body. We keep reliving it and re-experiencing it. So what I'd like you to do right now is physically do this with me. Don't just watch. Take your hands and just do this really, really nicely, like you're petting a kitty cat. This is a technique called havening. And then do this. You might notice your breathing shifting like mine is. This is really good for people who might feel like they're touch deprived. You can actually do this and your body will respond the same way as if you're receiving a loving touch. You are receiving a loving touch. And then you can do this. And just think to yourself, all is well. And I am okay. And then let's just hold that thumb once more with a firm grip. And now just relax and tune back into that feeling that you noticed at the beginning and that you gave a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, and notice how it has shifted. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, if you need an extra pick-me-up, if this time of year is hard for you, or maybe life circumstances have thrown you for a loop and you're struggling with feeling down, please PM me. If you feel comfortable doing so, you can mention something below this video, or you can private message me and let me know if you would like me to do a group session on helping people find their happy. You know, sometimes we can't even find our bootstraps to pick ourselves up from our bootstraps. And if that sounds like you and you need someone to help you find your happy, let me know and we will make this happen. Have an amazing day, my friend.